Sweden, 1993-1994, suffered a huge financial crisis. We had a deficit in our state budget about the same level as Greece has today. And at that situation, we also, in my city, had an unemployment rate of 22%. What to do in a situation like that? At that time, Sweden entered the European Union also. We started to work with that to try to change the whole vision of the city. First of all, we had, with the help from the European Union, we started a new housing project in a former brownfield area. Today there is about 100 flats there. They are fueled 100% by locally produced renewable energy. That was a very good affair for us. We started also to change our waste management system. 1990, we put about 90% of all our waste on landfill. Today, we put less than 3% on landfill. That means that we recycle, regain energy out of it, we regain electricity out of it, we get heat water for our district heating systems. All the houses are connected with district heating. And we get biogas out of the organic waste. All our buses are now changed to gas-powered buses. In the beginning, fossil gas. Today, half of the buses are fueled by fossil gas, half of it by biogas that we produce ourselves from the energy from the biogas we get from our waste. The amount of money that we saved of using the waste in this way is, for our city, about 100 million euros a year. That was the cost that we paid when we bought oil to use to get the electricity and get the heat water before. So that was very good business for us, of course. Then changing the system, the mobility in the city, changing the buses to gas-powered buses and also to build bicycle tracks, 425 kilometers bicycle tracks. That means that we lower the amount of people using the private cars to go to work or go to business or go to school. Today, 40% of all our transportation is made by bicycles. We also introduced green public procurement. We are the first fair trade city in Sweden, and in this way we involve the citizen in this transformation process, and that is very important. But also to involve the private business. For instance, when IKEA opened their newest storehouse in Malmö, that's sort of be the exhibition for all the IKEA places that work in all over the world, they made this also carbon dioxide neutral. They use the sun energy in the summer to put it down into the aquifer below the house and use that for heating the house, for the warehouse, for all the winter. And they use the cold winter water to cool it in the summertime. So this is also important, that the change of the city has an impact on how people are living their lives, but also how companies are working. We have a lot of new companies coming there to want to be part of this clean tech cluster. They want to use our city as a test bed for new technology. This is a story that we want to tell the rest of the world, because when we are in financial crisis, we couldn't just say that now we should stop talking about the climate. Now is the time to do that. Now is the cost for constructing lower than when you have very hot industrial town. Now it's a time to make the change. Now is the time to make the infrastructural changes. We built the bridge between Malmö and Copenhagen with the help of the European Union. We use the Civitas project for the mobility in our cities. We are using the Elena today to introduce tram systems, not only in my city, but also in the neighboring cities. So this is the story that we want to tell the other mayors when we are going to Durban. I'm going there to represent the European Committee of the Regions to tell them the story of how we in Europe want to be a part of making a better world, and have that also to be the lesson brought over to Rio +20.